The less is more design philosophy champions simplicity, emphasizing minimalism, clarity, and understated elegance. However, this approach runs the risk of oversimplification. Minimalist design requires a thorough understanding of user needs, and failing to take into account functionality can lead to disconnection. Stripping a watch down to bare essentials can be a daunting task for veterans of the industry, yet here we have a courageous debut. This is the Mudita Element. To understand the approach to its design, we must first talk about the team behind the element. Fully embracing the concept of low-tech that advocates a conscious departure from the trappings of the digital life, Mudita have already made a name for themselves with the alarm clocks and dumb phones they have launched to huge success on Kickstarter. Offering minimalist design to the wellness-conscious, the Polish company's first incursion into watchmaking was the quartz-powered moment, and now, with the Element, they're taking a step towards establishing themselves on the watchmaking scene. The design of the Element is, well, elementary. Mudita's self-imposed mission was to build the thinnest, lightest watch possible. There's a palpable effort to stripping away any artifice, to reducing a watch to its bare essentials, and that led to a decision I'm not particularly happy with, which I'll talk about later, but for now I will focus on the things I like. I like the shallow groove that splits the case into two distinct asymmetrical volumes, with the bottom one hosting the modest lugs and the tiniest crown I've ever seen, topped by a delicate bezel that leads to the flat sapphire crystal. The transition to the screwed-on caseback is as beautiful and efficient as the caseback itself. Turning the watch over, we are met by what I like to call an all-season dial. Not only is this an extremely versatile setup, it truly is ageless with its crisp black typography standing out against the warm grey canvas. I am yet to make my mind up if the hour hand is too short or not, but I will elaborate both on it and the lack of a seconds hand in the section of the review dedicated to wearability and versatility. Finally, rounding up the section of the review dedicated to the design, the strap does a great job of complementing the case. This might be one of the best combos I've seen, as every detail is an obvious choice, from the lack of taper to the shape of its tip, from it being partially obscured by the case to the titanium keepers. Speaking of the titanium keepers, this is a watch made of grade 2 titanium. There is no information available on whether or not there's any hardness coating applied, but I wore it on and off for a couple of weeks and it didn't show any of the bruising untreated grade 2 titanium is unfortunately notorious for. What's definitely treated is the sapphire crystal, and the amount of anti-reflective coating makes for class-leading legibility, right up there with the watches produced by RZE. I certainly hope this strap can stand the test of time. I'm saying this because while I acknowledge its great integration, I admit to knowing next to nothing about the cactus vegan leather it's made of. Upon researching it, I learned this material is one of the best options for vegan leather substitutes, with great breathability and resistance to abrasion and water, but take this information with a grain of salt, as I couldn't find any independent research into it. Besides its titanium construction, the biggest gun of this watch is its caliber. The SW300 is a marked improvement to SW200 through its improved accuracy of -5 to +10 seconds a day and greater power reserve of 56 hours. Those, however, are only secondary reasons to why Mudita have chosen the Celita caliber. What drew the Polish brand to the SW300 is its 3.6mm thickness, making it the ideal candidate for their mission to build the thinnest watch possible. And the importance of this mission led to a questionable design choice, the only one I don't stand behind. By opting to eliminate its seconds hand, I believe Mudita have denied their dials the dynamism its sweeping motion would have added. I understand designer for fitting the seconds hands on quartz watches, as many watch enthusiasts are put off by their jerky movement and chronic inability to accurately hitting their markers, but this is a mechanical engine purring at 4 Hz. Speaking of which, a moving seconds hand is an indicator of a running device. So how do I know if the element is running or it had stopped? To me personally, this is a weakness created by Mudita's desire to design the thinnest watch possible. In a way, they abandoned the form should follow function principle standing at the core of their design. The second weakness of the watch is the length of the strap. Element has the compact, small footprint that makes it perfect as a unisex watch. Yet, on my 19cm wrist, there are only 2 spare holes, which means that, on its original strap, this timepiece cannot be worn by a person whose wrist circumference is smaller than 7 inches. And especially considering the high praise I gave this strap, this is a bummer. Of course, one can take advantage of the quick release spring bars and use an aftermarket strap, but as you can see, getting the right combo is not easy, as the replacement strap has to complement the thinness, the style and the monochrome outlay of the case. I have passed on my observations to Mudita and they will consider my feedback, especially the one on the strap's length. Speaking of straps, on their Kickstarter page, additional environment-friendly straps can be purchased at an unspecified discount. What are specified though are the prices the element will be available for in different tiers. The MSRP of this watch is rather high at €999, but that makes the Kickstarter discounts very palatable, with the element being available for as low as €599, approximately $650. And for a well-designed, versatile, absurdly light Swiss-made watch, this is more than a decent proposition. I mean, 43 grams with a strap fitted is high-end horology weight, and 7.5mm height should be a microbrand record. So, if you like the design of the watch, there are not many alternatives out there. As I stated in the title, this is Nomos quality for stern glass money. Follow the links I have left in the description of the video for more information. If, however, tasteful minimalism is not your thing, feel free to check my other reviews and please support this channel by pressing the subscribe button. Thank you for watching.